we get this question a lot. You know what I'm saying? From contractors, new contractors, and even I see in these Facebook groups, people like, I ain't giving nobody half down. So as a contractor, and even as a homeowner, but let's say as a contractor, should I be getting some money down? Should I get half down? What should I be getting down on my jobs?
Well, half down is a question that that's kind of controversial.
Yeah,
about the half down part, because
what homeowners anyway?
Homeowners anyway, they feel like you might run for the money.
Yeah.
But the contract on the contractor's half, he figure he might not get paid.
Yeah, it's
on time. So it's both sides kind of a little stressful a little bit.
Yeah, it's what do you call it? There's risk on both sides.
Yeah.
And homeowners don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, as a contractor, I'm putting in all this labor, I'm buying materials with the hopes of getting paid that I don't know if money you have.
Yeah, yeah.
So you taking a big risk, you know what I'm saying? This could be money that, you feeding with your family. You got a family to feed. You got employees to pay.
Yeah. So you gotta evaluate. So you have to decide on what's the minimum, the smallest job the biggest job you can do without the money down. So, and that depends on your money flow.
And
at that point.
And I would say that's, we do jobs where we only get paid for work that's been completed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you in an industry and you working for, those are public entities we usually work for from that perspective. But if you work for a private homeowner, you got to get money down.
Yeah.
There's just no way around that. Even on job $1,000, hey, I want $500 down.
Yeah, and I say most definitely, yeah, especially if it's gonna take you some time to get that work done.
Yeah.
But people forget, the more days in between when you started to the finish, the more they forget about how hard you've been working in there, and they think, oh, you got it done pretty fast. But you gotta think about, when you're a contractor, you're not working by the hour. You get it in and you're getting it done.
Yeah.
And if you're getting it in and getting it done right, you want your money when you get done. And then you get some customers to say, oh, you got that done in 2 days. I thought you were gonna be here longer than that. No. Dang, is it worth it? How much I owe you?
Yeah.
they ask questions like that. So to keep your peace of mind, if a job is, like I said, he said, if it's $1,000, you want that $500. You want $500 down.
I'm just curious. Have you ever had any issues with that, or not taking down payment and had an issue with it, like on the back end or something?
I have, but I mean, it wasn't. I got paid. My issue I had was getting the second second draw.
The second draw.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you get the second draw?
This particular customer said they couldn't. Been looking for their checks, and these special checks, and they can't find them. They said they had some kind of investment, and they had to write a check to get the investment money out, and they couldn't find the checks, and
what?
Yeah,
some craziness.
It was I had never heard it before. Like, huh? What? I mean, I'm kind of like still new in the business at that point.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it was two women, a mother and daughter.
Yeah.
They'd done that.
Which is crazy. Like, women are sometimes some of the best customers. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes they're like, women are probably older, single women. You know what I'm saying? Or even just, I don't know. Women sometimes can be tough customers because they don't want to pay you that second draw. Or they'll spend you. Like one time, my first job, one of our first jobs that we did together, that, we had an issue. Well, the lady was like, yeah, I'll put a check in the mail for this second payment. And he was like, what? She told you what? I'm looking at this check right now. So that taught me, you know what I'm saying? Like we said on completion, today I'm complete. So you get paid that day when you complete. Don't put my check in the mail.
No, that's some that they call that juggling.
Yeah.
Juggling money to pay Paul when you owe Peter.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, I would definitely more money down.
And then I guess briefing your client too, like, hey, I'm gonna be finished this week. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're briefing, like, don't come last day of work and say, oh, I need to get paid. It's you prepping your client for maybe even a couple of weeks. Like, yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up here, in a couple of days. So, upon completion, we're gonna be looking for payment around that time.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a final walkthrough and then get paid. And
then half down might be like done in three installments. You may want to draw in between it because the job is so big, so much money, and it's long.
Yeah.
So don't never say I'll take half down and it's not enough to get you through
what you got to get through.
Yeah, because you might be caught up and you're gonna need more money.
Yeah.
And that client gonna tell you, no, your contract says half down and rest in completion, so you get no more money.
Yeah.
So make sure you get it written out to where you can handle the size job you're doing with the money that you got on that first half, or either you break it up into draws.
And I would say if it's a small job, let's say under $10,000, do half. And then anything beyond that, if you're doing like a rehab or a remodel job, I would do it in progress payments, especially if you're pulling permits. And just kind of give you an example, let's say you're doing a bathroom remodel or a big kitchen remodel, even a full home new addition. I would break it up into draws, like based on your inspection. So if you got to get rough framing inspection, draw then. Well, if I would get my initial draw, a draw on my framing, a draw on once drywall's up, after all your mechanicals are put in, and then so what? That's 4 payments. You know what I'm saying? So you got the initial, rough framing, after drywall, and then your final payment. That's for a small job. I would say 20,000, somewhere around there.
And you saying so small job is $10,000, but for $10,000 might be a big job for you.
Yeah, it could be.
So if $5,000 at the beginning, and that job gonna take you out a whole month, that half down might not be sufficient because you got to pay your guys about materials. So make sure you understand that, and maybe say, give me three, like that, and then they owe you. I mean, or 4, then ask for 3, and they owe you 3 at the end.
Yeah.
So make sure you understand what you're doing when you set it up, because you don't want to be stressed out needing money and you can't get no more.
Yeah. And that brings me to 2 good points. The first being is that when you're getting that draw, don't spend all your money. Don't run like, oh, I didn't got 5,000. I need to pay my bills. I'm going to Cancun.
Not bill money, yeah.
And then I'm gonna have enough money to finish this job because I'm gonna take off to Cancun for a week. You know what I'm saying? For a few days, and then I'm gonna get back and wrap this job on up. You get back and be broke.
Yeah, take care of your business. Do what you say you're gonna do first.
And that's really, I know this we talking about a lot here, but that's really the best way to grow your business, man. Just say you can do something, you do it, and follow through on that. I'll tell you, that's the best way to grow a business, man. Is to do what you say you're gonna do.
Absolutely. So, yeah, make sure you understand what you're doing with that when you buy. So, yes,
spending that money. Have you ever spent your draw money? Like, oh man,
I would never that contractor to do that. I always made sure I took care of business. But you got some that did do that.
Yeah, spending that draw money. Like, oh yeah, I got all this stuff I need to do. But take care of your responsibilities.
Yeah.
Then go play with once you get your profit.
So to your question, should you get half down? Absolutely. Get a half down, because that is not saying that you're not a contract because you go in there and do it without any money down. I mean, protect yourself.
Protect yourself. And then what you've taught me too, and even this business, which I didn't think about until you get into it, but all right, understanding how much a job is going to cost and what your profit is. And so if you can, you know, this is kind of a cheat code. So if you listen, this is a cheat code for running your business and getting that half down. So what you're going to do is figure out, all right, how much this job going to cost, total cost, and then what your profit is. Try to get that job all the way built. Like, so if the job is $10,000 and labor and material is $5,000 for the whole job, and you expect to make the other $5,000 in profit, I would get $6,000 down so you can do the whole job. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't pay you on that last draw, you've already been covered. So you're not really out. You just ain't got your profit yet. But, you know, through your contract language and following through, you got a successful business. You're working with great clients. You're not going to have no issue with getting that second payment.
But protect yourself. Like you said, make sure you understand what your profit is, what it's going to cost you to get the job done, with materials and labor. Make sure you get that money so you're covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that money. And so
either half down or installments.
Progress payments,
depending on how long the project is.
Milestones.
Just take care of yourself and your employees, because your employees don't want to hear you ain't got my money.
No.
Your sub don't want to hear you ain't got my money.
No. And I don't, frankly, if I'm due to get paid, I don't want to hear you ain't got my money either.
Right. So, half down, progress installments.
Yep. And that's how you run a great business.
Yeah.
That's how you run a great business. People want to work for you. You pay on time. You know. And so customers, you know, they respect you more if you know what I mean. You got to be straightforward and have great conversations. The power of conversation is heavy.